Hey guys, Doubletalk here. We're going to be talking a little bit today on how you can maintain a bond for your old school RuneScape account. Obviously, everyone has seen the people at the Grand Exchange need 300k for a bond, need 1 mil for a bond. Well, after this video, you're not going to see those anymore because they're all going to see this video and be like, whoa, Doubletalk, thanks, man. I can maintain a bond now. You can all thank me later. Since this is a list of a few different methods, I'm not going to go too in-depth into any one particular method. However, if you check the description below, I'll be linking some really helpful guides on every one of these methods that you can go a little bit more in-depth on so that you can figure out the best way to do certain things. Anyway, let's get started and get you out of that free-to-play world. I've had a couple friends start playing old school RuneScape, and one of the first things that I always teach them how to do is to make teleport tabs. You know, the little clay tablets that you break and it gets you where you want to go because you're too lazy to walk anywhere. So those need to be made, and you make them in a play-around house. Usually it's going to be from someone else's play-around house because, you know, construction is expensive and nobody wants to make mahogany tables for 800 hours. But what you can do is you can go to world 330 and you're going to check the house listing board right outside of the portal. What you're going to need to bring is a few supplies. You're going to need to bring some soft clay that's noted. You're going to need to bring law runes, earth runes, and air runes. However, if you have the money for a dust battle staff, I definitely recommend it. It saves you a couple inventory spots, and it's really not all that expensive. You can pick a dust battle staff up from the Grand Exchange for like 21k. So you're going to use those on a Lecitern, Lecurtern, I don't know. The little thing in the play-around house where you make the teleport tabs. I'll link the wiki. You're going to use them on there, and you're going to cast the spells. So the benefit to this is you're going to be making about 300k an hour. Now, with bonds where they are right now at about 5 mil, it's going to take you some time to get that bond. However, you're going to be getting some passive, not so much passive, but some low-level magic XP, about 18,000 experience an hour, which is a lot at low levels for it to still be profitable. This can be a great method if you want to AFK a little bit, because once you start using the spell, you're actually going to have about a minute of AFK time. So it's something that's really awesome to do when you're like watching Netflix or hanging out with people doing it on mobile, whatever. The one downfall that I see in this method is that the GP per hour return is really just not that great when you take into account some of the other methods we're going to go on here. However, this is something that you can pretty much do right when you have the magic level to make teleport tabs. So it's a great way to train up those early magic levels and get a little bit of profit. Our second method is something that you've heard everyone talk about. Everyone says it. Every guide on making money mentions this somewhere, at least every good one. And there's a reason for it, because it is one of the most reliable ways to make decent money throughout the course of your 14 days of membership on your bond. Everyone here knows that I'm about to tell you to do your freaking herb runs, all right? I know they're a pain. I know you have to gear up for them. I know, but just do it. It takes 10 minutes. You do it 3 times a day, and you move on with your life. At level 38 farming, which is a super low level that you can really easily attain, you can start doing toad flax. That's the one that I normally do unless I'm going for straight experience, because the seeds are dirt cheap. If you have 7 patches unlocked, which doesn't take much time at all either, just a couple of quests that you need to do, with 7 patches unlocked, each of your runs, you're going to profit about 100k in 10 minutes. So if you are going to do 3 herb runs every day, and that's a pretty easy goal to do, seeing as it only takes 10 minutes, you're going to do 3 a day, averaging about 100k profit. You're going to be making 300k a day. If you multiply that out over the 14 days of your bond, that's going to be 4.2 mil right there. So you're a stone's throw away from getting the other bond, and that's really low impact. That's really easy. That's, 10, 12 minutes, 3 times a day. You can even stretch this to do maybe 4 or 5 herb runs a day Because you can do an herb run about, I think it's once an hour. I could be wrong on that, but right about once an hour you can do it. So log onto your phone 3 times a day, do a quick herb run, and you'll basically have your bond right around the time that it's time for you to get another one. Now, this next one is one of my personal favorites. I have a very large kill count at Barrows. I love Barrows. I love the chance at getting the really unique rewards. I have personally the Mauritania Hard Diary unlocked, but you don't even really need to do the Mauritania Hard Diary in order to make consistent profit with Barrows. But if you do Barrows runs, if you just do a day of Barrows, you can make some pretty decent money. With the Mauritania Hard Diary unlocked, which is, again, a pretty easy requirement to get if you spend a little time skilling and questing your account, you can make on average, keyword, on average, about $1 million an hour. Now, you're going to have really crappy hours where you get basically nothing, and you're going to have hours where you're like, oh, snap, I just got a Carol's Top. Oh, look at this, a Guthan Spear. Holy crap, here's a Verex Flail. Like, I've had hours where I've made 3 or 4 mil an hour, and it's not consistent, but when you average it out over the course of time, you're going to be making about 1 mil an hour. One of the great things about Barrows is now you have Barrows teleport tabs that takes you right to the gravesite. When I first started doing Barrows back in like 2007, 2006, I would walk from Varrock all the way through Mauritania to do these runs, and I made no money per hour because I brought prayer potions because I didn't want to go back to the bank. But the new meta is you do one run, teleport to Clan Wars, reset all your stats, and teleport right back. You can knock out like at least 20, maybe even 30 or 40 runs an hour once you start getting good at it with a decent magic level and like a blowpipe for the caves. Barrows is great. You're going to make a lot of money. You're going to get a lot of runes. You're going to get a lot of magic experience. You're going to get a decent amount of range experience if you use a blowpipe for the caves. And you can start it as early as getting Iban's staff, right? You can use Iban's blast on the brothers. They're all weak to magic. You can use rune armor. You can start as like a really low level account and be doing that bossing, getting those drops, the couple mil. You know, it's great. I love Barrows. If you do one day of Barrows every time you need a bond when you're coming up close, you'll get your bond. It might take a couple hours, but you'll get it, and you'll be like, it'll be awesome. You'll get awesome drops. It's fun. Do Barrows, man. It's great. Get the Mauritania Hard Diary. You get 50% extra runes. If you have the Mauritania Hard Diary, even on those hours that you're getting really, like, no drops, you're really dry on chests, you're still going to be making all of your money back plus a decent amount because you get 50% extra runes from the chests. It's so worth it. Do some Barrows, get some money, get some mage level. You got this. This next one has a pretty decent requirement. 75 Slayer. You get 75 Slayer, you can do Gargoyles. I have spent so many hours at Gargoyles. You can make it almost as AFK as you want, which would be just grabbing a set of Guthans, sticking it on Crush, and then just checking every couple minutes for drops. You're going to average about like 200 to 300k an hour, but it's like crazy AFK. It's really consistent money, and you can just sit there for basically as long as you need to and just re-aggro once every 10-15 minutes. The Gargoyles drop cash stacks of 10k. They drop rune plate legs. They drop runeful helms. They drop dark mystic robe tops. Those are always really nice to see on the ground. All of these things which you can alch. They drop Runite Ore. Do not alch the Runite Ore. It has like a 500 GP high alch, and you're going to want to hurt yourself for doing it. I've done it many times. Trust me. But Gargoyles are great. If you can get the 75 Slayer requirement, you pop up on the tower, the Slayer Tower Mauritania, and you just farm some Gargoyles, right? Do your herb runs every day, and then you make up the excess of what you need to get your bond at the end of the 14 days by just camping some Gargoyles. It's freaking sweet. Gargoyles are awesome. They're super easy. There's no like mechanics that you need to worry about. Excuse me. No, there is one mechanic. If you're going to do gargoyles, get the, I believe it's the Rock Crusher. I don't know, I'll put an annotation fixing it. But it's a Slayer unlock that allows you to automatically crush the gargoyles. Because if you don't have it, you have to use a rock hammer on the gargoyle at low HP every time, and it's a huge pain. But I'll put an annotation on the screen of what the name is that you need to unlock. Just unlock it. Trust me, if you're going to farm some gargoyles. It makes it so much freaking easier. Now it's time for what I think is the best method to maintain a bond. I hope you're ready, because it's Blast Furnace. The Blast Furnace is incredible. It is basically made for accounts that are like, oh my god, I totally was procrastinating on getting my bond, and now I need to make 5 mil in 6 hours. Holy crap, what do I do? Right? You go to Blast Furnace. That's what you do. Now, this requires a little setup, okay? To get these profit rates that I'm going to tell you about, you need a coal bag. Coal bag you get from Motherlode Mine. You pay 100 gold nuggets to the little prospector dude with his little overalls. You yeet him over 100 gold nuggets, and that takes a little while to get, but once you get the coal bag, it's going to hold 27 pieces of coal, and it's going to double your profits at Motherlode Mine, okay? At Motherlode Mine, starting from 30 smithing, which takes like 2 minutes to get, okay? You can make 1.3 mil an hour, okay? If you're doing steel bars, you can make up to about 5,400 bars at like, you know, sweaty neckbeard try-hard ticks, but, you know, no one hits 5,400 bars per hour, right? You're going to be making around 5,000 bars an hour, 5,000 to 5,100. You're going to be making like 1 to 1.2 mil an hour at level 30 smithing. You're going to be getting about 90,000 experience an hour, okay? At level 50 smithing, your profits go down a little bit. You can make maybe just shy of 1 mil an hour with mithril bars, so I really don't recommend that one since you're only getting about 100k XP an hour. But at level 70, which does not take long to get, at Blast Furnace, you can make about 1.5 to 1.6 mil an hour with adamant bars. And you're going to be getting just over 100,000 XP an hour too. These days in this game, there is almost no straight skilling methods that make money, right? Everything's PVM these days. It's all go kill Vorkath, go kill Zulrah, go raid and all that. But with Blast Furnace, you can skill, you can get really good XP rates, and you can make some freaking bank loot. So my favorite method for maintaining a bond, assuming you don't have something like Vorkath or Zulrah unlocked, is Blast Furnace, man. It's the best. It's so easy to learn. The mechanics are very simple. You're just running bars, and you're making a really good profit per hour. You're making really good XP per hour. So the takeaway from this video that I hope you understand is that there's a bunch of different ways that you can make money that are going to help you pay for that bond, okay? My personal favorite, Blast Furnace, herb runs. If you do your herb runs every day, you do your Blast Furnace, you're never going to have to worry about a bond again. You will never be a free-to-play noob ever again. You will be a members noob like me. Anyway, guys, I truly hope that this video was helpful to you. Please leave a comment if you're having any feedback for me. This is my second video on the channel, so any feedback is really appreciated. Leave a like, definitely helps in the ratings. Definitely subscribe if you want to see more content. Add me in-game. In-game name is Doubletalk. I'm a pretty social guy, like making new friends, trying to learn how to raid right now. So if anybody's a raider and, you know, watching a video on how to maintain a bond, hit me up. Teach me something. I'm a noob. I'm terrible at it. I'd love some advice. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day, evening, afternoon, morning, midsummer solstice, whatever it is. Thanks for watching.